First question is 20 persons were invited for a party. In how many ways can they and the host be seated around a circular table? So this is the first part of the question. In how many ways they can be seated? Second part says, in how many of these ways will two particular persons be seated on either side of the host? Okay, let's answer the first question. 20 persons were invited for the party. 20 persons were invited and one is a host. So total number of persons is how many? 21.
21.
20 and you have one host, right? So 21. In how many ways can they be arranged? 21 people. In how many ways can they be arranged? Number of ways in which? "21 persons can be arranged around a circular table. N minus 1 factorial, isn't it? So 21 minus 1 factorial, which is equal to 20 factorial. That answers the first part of the question. Okay. Second part, in how many ways two particular persons be seated on either side of the host? Where two particular person will always be seated on either side of the host. So let's see. This is your circular table. And let's fix the host. The host sitting here. Okay. And let's say I have two particular people. Let's say the chamchas, okay, of the host, X and Y. Okay, who always want to be around the host. Okay. Yeah, there are always people, isn't it? There are always people who always want to be around people. Have you seen people in real life?
Yes, sir.
So that is what X and Y are. Okay. So the host is there. They always want to be around the host. Okay. So once this is there, so we fix the host. Okay. So fixing the host. At its place. We don't know his or her, but fixing the host at its place. And suppose X and Y are two persons who must always be seated on either side of the host. Okay. So just as in you have linear arrangement, if you remember, vowels are never separated, that kind of a problem. What are we doing there? We are considering the vowels which will always be together, we are considering them as one. Okay. So here also considering X and Y as one person. Suppose X and Y are one person. Okay. How many people are there? Because we have fixed the host, right? So now number of persons to be arranged. Forget about the host. Host is gone. So only 20 guests are there. 20 guests minus 2. X and Y I have removed. Okay. And I have considered them as one. Right. So how many people are there? 19 persons, right?
Yes, sir.
So now 19 persons can be arranged in around a circular table in how many ways? Can be arranged around a circular table in how many ways? 19 minus 1 factorial ways, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Is equal to 18 factorial ways. Now X and Y I have considered one person. Now X and Y can be arranged among themselves in how many? Either X can occupy this position, Y can occupy this position, or you can have Y and X either way they are on either side of the host, right? As long as they are on either side of the host. So X and Y can be arranged among themselves in factorial two ways, right? Hence, what is the number of ways in which X and Y are always seated on either side of the host? In which X and Y are always seated on either side of the host. Is equal to 2 into factorial 18, right? Factorial 18 into 2. And that's your answer. You can calculate with the help of a calculator, you will get a big number. Clear with this problem?
Yes, sir.
And we'll move on to the next problem. Number 2, part 1. Important problem. This is a very common problem, in fact, in circular permutations. In how many ways can a party of 4 boys, party means group here, not a, a kind of a eating and dining party. In how many ways can a party of 4 boys and 4 girls be seated at a circular table so that no 2 boys are adjacent? Now look at this. Circular table is there. Okay. And how many boys and girls? 4 boys, 4 girls. Now so that no 2 boys are adjacent. Okay. That means in between 2 boys, there always has to be a girl. So what can we do? What we can do is we can place the girls first, right? Let's place the girls, 4 girls. Okay. In how many ways can 4 girls be arranged in a circular manner? How many ways? Four girls at a circular table. N minus 1 factorial, isn't it? So 4 minus 1 factorial. So we have arranged the 4 girls in factorial 3 ways, right? Now, once I have arranged the 4 girls, now I'll have to arrange the boys. But remember, after arranging because I have already made the alignment circular in case of girls. Now, when I'm placing the boys here, how many places are there? 4 places. How many boys? 4 boys. See, girls have already been arranged in a circular manner. That does, once that circular alignment has been done, that means now the boys can be arranged in a linear manner, isn't it? So once the circular alignment has been done with the 4 girls, the 4 boys can now be arranged in 4 places in 4p4 ways equal to factorial 4 ways. You understood this logic? Yes?
No, sir.
See, I have already made a circle, right? When I've placed the girls, I've already made the circle, right? I've already aligned the circles in a circular manner. Now, what is the
Yes,
point
sir.
of again arranging the boys in a circular manner? That would be repetition, isn't it? Once you have done the circular alignment with the girl, that alignment has already been done. Now the boys know, okay, fine. The girls are sitting in a circular manner. Now these are the places I have to sit. That means they can arrange themselves in a linear manner now. You understood? It is like
Yes, sir.
once I've drawn a circle, again, why will I draw a circle over it? Why will I draw two overlapping circles? Once I've drawn a circle, that circle is complete. Now whatever arrangements I do will be linear. Okay. So that is the
Okay,
logic.
sir.
Hence the number of ways in which two boys are never adjacent. Or let's say no two boys are adjacent. No two boys are adjacent is equal to factorial 3 into factorial 4. Now you can multiply and find out the number of ways. Understood? So even if you have not understood, just remember that once the circular alignment has been made, there's any arrangement that you make on that circle will be linear. That will be clear.
Yes, sir.
I think next problem it will be clearer. So it's the same type of problem. Part 2. In how many ways can 10 boys and 5 girls sit at a circular table so that no two girls sit together? Now I see that here the number of boys and girls are different. In the earlier problem, we had 4 boys, 4 girls, equal. Here we have different number of boys and girls. Let's draw the circular table. And how many boys are there? There are 10 boys, right? So let's arrange the 10 boys first. We make the alignment with the 10 boys. Right? Yes, 10 boys. Okay. Now, once so how many ways can I arrange 10 boys?
9
Number of
factorial.
9 factorial. Number of ways in which 10 boys can be arranged at a circular table or around a circular table is equal to 10 minus 1 factorial is equal to 9 factorial. Okay. Now, once I have arranged the boys, the no two girls should be sitting together. That means there should be a one boy between two girls. Okay. How can I arrange the girls? Let's see what are the places available for the girls. There are 10 places available for the girls. After arranging the boys, after arranging 10 boys, there are 10 places available for the girls. Right? Now, once I have made the alignment with the boys, once I've made the circular alignment with the boys, now the girls can be arranged in a linear manner, isn't it? So, how many girls are there? 5 girls. 5 girls can be arranged in 10 places. In how many ways? 10p5 ways, right? Hence, what is the number of ways in which no two girls sit together? Is equal to factorial 9 into 10p5, right? With the help of a calculator, you can find out. Clear with this problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next problem here. A round table conference is to be held between delegates of 20 countries. In how many ways can be seated if two particular delegates are always together and they are never together? Okay, so this is just like your first problem. Two people are always around the host. Okay, so if two particular delegates are always together, never together. Let's say that first case is, let X and Y be two delegates that are always together. So you have, say, X and Y, they are always together. Considering X and Y as a single person, number of persons to be arranged, or number of delegates, not person, they have used the word delegates. Number of delegates to be arranged in the circular table. How many? 20 delegates were there, right? I remove X and Y, and because X and Y I have considered one person, so I add one. So this is 21 minus 2, 19. Okay. So number of ways in which (19) delegates can be arranged in the round table.
18 factorial.
19 minus 1 factorial, which is equal to
18
18
factorial.
factorial. Right now, X and Y have considered one person. X and now Y can now be arranged among themselves in factorial 2 ways. Themselves in factorial 2 ways. Hence, number of ways in which delegates X and Y are always together. How many ways? Factorial 18 into factorial 2. Clear? That answers the first
Yes.
question. Next, we shall answer the next part of the question, which says X and Y are never together. Okay, now in how many ways without any restriction? I don't know who wants to sit beside whom. Without any restriction, there are 20 delegates. Without any restriction, if I want to arrange 20 delegates around a circular table, in how many ways can I do it? How many ways can I do it? Without any restriction, 20 delegates can be arranged around a circular table or a round table in 20 minus 1 factorial ways,
Yes. 19 factorial.
19 factorial ways. Also, number of ways in which X and Y are always together. Number of ways in which two particular delegates are always together. We have found above to be how many? 18 factorial
18
into 2
into 2
factorial.
factorial.
Therefore, number of ways in which two particular delegates are never together. Two particular delegates are never together. Is equal to total number of ways of arranging. How many? How much? 19 factorial.
9.
Number of ways in which they are always together. 18 factorial and 2
18.
factorial. So from the total number of arrangements, you subtract in which they are always together. That means what remains is in which they are never together, and that's your answer. Okay. Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We now move on to a special case of circular arrangement, that is uh, clockwise and counterclockwise arrangements. Now see, when you are till now, whatever we have done in whatever way we had arranged, if you remember ABCD we were arranging, were we distinguishing there between counterclockwise and counterclockwise, whichever way you start, isn't it? Whichever way, if you start in a clockwise manner, you get one arrangement. You start in an anti-clockwise manner, you get another arrangement, isn't it? But suppose we are in this case, let us say we are making a garland. Let us suppose making a garland of flowers. Okay. Uh, this is my string or a thread. Okay, and we are beading it with flowers into a garland. Okay, so now what will happen? I start beading from this place, or I start beading from this place, right? Either of the two places, isn't it? And then what do? I join these two, right, to make the garland.
Yes, sir.
Now what happens? That means if I'm starting from here, that means suppose this is my point A and this is my point B. So if I start from here, A, okay, and I start putting flowers in this manner. Okay, so I start from here and start beading flowers in this manner. Or even if I start from A here, start from B here, let's say I start from B, say here, and I instead of beading in this manner, I start beading in this manner, the flowers. Will I make the same garland or not? Will I make the same garland where the arrangement will be the same? Isn't it?
Yes, yes, sir.
That means whatever in this case, the clockwise and the anti-clockwise arrangements are not differentiated, right? So that means if there
Yes.
are, if I can make the garland, if I can arrange a certain number of flowers in, say, suppose 4 flowers I'm arranging to form a garland, then then how many ways will I be able to do it? I will be able to do it I'll be able to arrange 4 flowers in a circular manner in how many ways? 4 minus 1 factorial ways, isn't it? 3 factorial ways. But
Yes, sir.
whether I start from the right hand side or whether I start from the left hand side, I'll make the same garland. Okay, the arrangement of the flowers will be the same. So therefore, since the anti-clockwise and the clockwise arrangements are not distinguished, I will have to divide this by 2. Right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So that is the difference between making a garland and circular arrangements. In case of making a garland or a necklace is also a circular arrangement, but since there we are not distinguishing between the circular and the between the clockwise and anti-clockwise arrangements, so that is why here we divide it by 2. Let's see this first problem here. Find the number of ways in which 10 different beads can be arranged to form a necklace. Okay, so number of ways in which 10 different beads can be arranged in a circular manner.
9 factorial.
9 factorial. Now, and therefore, what is the number of ways? Therefore, number of ways in which 10 different beads can be arranged to form a necklace? That is equal to half of number of circular arrangements, right? Half of 9 factorial. Why? Since the clockwise and counterclockwise or anti-clockwise arrangements are not distinguished. They are the same. Right? And so this is your answer, half of 9 factorial. Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Number 2. Find the number of ways in which 10 different flowers can be strung to a garland so that 4 particular flowers are never separated. So garland, and let's say 4 particular flowers are there which are never separated. Okay. So how many flowers are there? 10 different flowers. And in such that in among those 10 different flowers, these are the 4 flowers which are never separated, right? So considering the 4 flowers which are always together, which are to be kept together, as a single flower, what are the number of flowers? Number of flowers to be arranged? Number of flowers to be arranged in a circular manner. How many flowers were there? 10 flowers. I remove these 4 flowers which are always together, and because I've considered them as 1, I add 1. So 11 minus 4, which is 7. So now 7 flowers can be arranged in a circular manner in how many ways?
6 factorial.
6 factorial ways. Now the flowers, the 4 flowers can be arranged among themselves. The 4 flowers can be arranged among themselves. Now because we have already made the alignment, right? The circular alignment. Now the 4 flowers can be arranged among themselves in how many ways? 4p4 or factorial 4 ways, right? Linear,
Yes,
as
sir.
I told you, once the alignment is made, whatever arrangement we do will be linear.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, number of ways in which 4 flowers, 4 particular flowers are always together is equal to factorial 6 into factorial 4, right? However,
Yes.
since clockwise and counterclockwise arrangements, since clockwise, because we are not arranging people, we are arranging flowers, and that too in a circle where clockwise and counterclockwise arrangements are not distinguished, right? Whether you start from whether you start in a clockwise manner or whether you start in a counterclockwise manner. It's the same thing. So since clockwise and counterclockwise arrangements are not distinguished, the number of ways in which the four flowers are always together in the garland is equal to half of factorial 6 into factorial 4. Right? That's your answer. Are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that finishes off your part on permutations.